Thank you. Good morning, movers and shakers. So last night I was at the office unusually late taking care of clients, and I returned a phone call at 6:30 p.m. I returned my final phone call at 9 o'clock p.m. That's when I left the office. And I'm having a conversation with this client, and in the conversation I found out that he just got fired. He was with this small mom and pop family-owned business. They took super good care of their customers in this area. They were bought by a corporation. 3 months later, the corporation fires all these key people. And he was upset, and I said, "What?" I said, "I can't believe that." And he says, "Yeah." He says, "The corporation, they don't get it. They don't understand this business, that this business is built on relationships." And they fired off all the people who had the relationships, and we took care of the customers. And why do they think? And we got into this conversation about corporations and customer service and great customer service and poor customer service, and why do companies do the things that they do? Because you've all experienced it. I mean, sometimes you look on a website for a phone number and they will not give you a phone number. And you have to email, and they say that we could take up to 48 hours to get back with you. And you think, how do these businesses even stay in business with this level of customer service? And before you know it, I'm telling my client all these stories about companies that don't get it, and how other companies, it's not just his industry, other companies have done things and they've provided poor customer service. Next thing you know, I'm telling them about how I walked into this credit union and I felt like I was walking into Walmart, and I said, "I'm thinking about setting up an account," and they said, "We don't have time for you. You have to make an appointment and come back tomorrow." Meanwhile, everybody else is going in there like robots and touching the touch screen, and because they can't make their deposit like they used to make their deposit, they have to grapple with the touch screen. And if you can't figure out the touch screen, then some dude on a video comes on and talks to you. Before you know it, I'm giving my client at 9:15 p.m. a testimonial about Lee Pearson, and how I called Lee Pearson with the Bank of Tampa, and it was such a different experience. And Lee answered all my questions, made it simple and easy. And I said, "Lee, I want to set up an account." He goes, "I'll come to your office tomorrow with the paperwork." And I'm in Target yelling at 9:15 p.m. because I had to buy creamer for my coffee, because this morning I was going to enjoy a cup of coffee before coming here. And it had to have that particular creamer. And I'm yelling in Target about Bank of Tampa and Lee Pearson. And I didn't even realize, but think about it. How do you earn that testimonial? And we could call it different things, because in my business, they don't allow testimonials, but they do allow people to refer people. They do allow word of mouth. They do allow people to recommend people. And what are we trying to build in this group? You're trying to build credibility. You're trying to build goodwill. You're trying to get people talking about you and your business and telling other people positive things so that you get the business. So how do we build that for ourselves as self-employed or salespeople or business owners? Well, number one, I think we have to provide what the customers, clients, or patients want to receive. Not even go above and beyond, provide what they want to receive. You'd be surprised how many businesses you're trying to get what you want to get, and you can't even get those items from the business. So step one, if you just give the clients what they want, like Lee did for me, even if you don't go above and beyond, and he did go above and beyond when he drove to my office, but just giving me what I needed to begin with, that's how you earn that goodwill. Number two, go above and beyond. I'm not saying you have to drive to their office, but he did that. I'm not saying you have to call a client back at 6:30 p.m. or 9 p.m., and I don't do that often, but last night I did it because it was tax season, and people needed stuff for a deadline, and they're concerned, and I'm like, I'm going to take care of these 4 clients tonight. Go above and beyond. But then how do you get that goodwill? How do you get people talking about you in a group like this if you do not yet have clients in a group like this? Well, Brian, how do I show them how good I am if they're not my client yet? Why don't you do what Aaron Ruby did for me last week? Because last week, I approached Aaron. I said, "Hey, man, my laptop screen's been cracked for a very long time. It really bothers me, but I haven't had the time to take care of it." He goes, "No problem. Look up the model number. Give me a call. I'll look it up. I'll tell you if it's worth fixing or not." I kept thinking about it, but I'm busy. You know where that is on my to-do list? It's down here. Guess what happens around Wednesday, Thursday last week? Aaron Ruby emails me. I was so thankful. He goes, hey man, click the start button on your laptop, then type this word in, and then when this comes up, click it, and then go to this, and then take a screenshot and send it to me. It'll tell me what your model number is. So I'm okay, da-da-da-da-da. I send it over. He emails it back. I looked it up. You probably paid $800 for it. It's the screen repair would cost this. It's not worth fixing. I didn't buy anything from him, but you see what he's doing there? Like, he's building that goodwill where I appreciate him, I value him. Why? Because number one, he's proactive. He's proactive. That mattered to me, but it didn't matter to me enough to where I'm going to stop my whole week to do it. He followed up with me. He gave me good advice that didn't put money in his pocket. He showed me that he's passionate about his business, that he cares, that he's detail-oriented, and that he wants to serve me. But finally, how can you build that goodwill in a group like this if nobody asks you about their cracked computer screen? You're like, well, I sell real estate, and nobody's asking me about real estate. Or I do home inspections, and nobody has asked me about home inspections. How do we build that credibility? We do it by showing up every week. Because there's a lot of people in this room that are here every week. Dr. Tommy's here every week. I'm here every week. 90-95% of the room is here every week. If you start missing a meeting, now you're going to send a message. And people are going to start thinking, oh, he's not serious, he's not committed, or he doesn't care about us. You build credibility in the business world when you do not yet have business by showing people who you are, that you're serious, that you're fired up, that you're passionate, that you care, that you have attention to detail, that you show up every week, that you renew your membership when it's time to renew. You know, long-term members like Dr. Tommy or Craig Arndt, or even Chris LaFrance, they're looking at people. And when it's your time to renew and you don't renew and you're gone and we never see you again. I mean, I made it in financial services because I would go to the network meeting and there was always 4 of my competitors in the room every week, and I was only 23 years old, and I knew that people weren't going to trust a 23-year-old with their financial planning, and I was like, how do I compete when I don't have a client? I was like, here's what I'll do. I'll show up and show up and show up and show up, and I knew statistically that the other 4 advisors in the room would quit, drop off, get out of the business, not renew in the networking group, and I said, I'll show these people. And 4, 5, 6 years later, I'll be here, and I'll build a reputation for myself in the community, and that's what I did. So think about what you do, how you do it, your attention to detail. You know, be like Conan. Conan, every time I see him now, he's in a suit. He's in a suit. He's in the black suit. He's in the brown suit. I'm like, when is this guy not going to wear a suit? He's wearing a suit. But I noticed that. Now, I'm not saying you have to wear a suit, but I notice him because he's showing me that he's serious about what he does. Or even Aaron Ruby with the shirt. It's a black shirt, but every time I see him, it's the computer guy in the black shirt, the black shirt, the black shirt, the black shirt with the logo. And the dude cares about computers. And he makes it exciting for me. Yeah. So those are some ideas. Those are some ways that we can build that goodwill, those testimonials, that credibility for our businesses in a group like this. Hope this has been helpful. This has been your educational moment.